Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Today, I've got a big headline on the Pi Network. It is something I dabbled in back when it first came out because it was an interesting concept, and kind of wishing I had stuck with it just a little bit longer. But we'll dive on into that after we get you prepped for some success today. Got that stock heat map pulled up like always. We're seeing a little bit of a neutral start for the day. We've got Apple sitting up 0.16 from its close yesterday, and the pre-market down 0.29. We've got Nvidia sitting down 0.12, and the pre-market up 0.09. We've got Berkshire Hathaway sitting up a 0.2, and the pre-market sitting up a point down 0.05. We've got Amazon sitting quite neutral as well, down 0.01, and in the pre-market sitting down 0.68. We've got Eli Lilly sitting up 1.15, and the pre-market sitting down just a smidge, down 0.25. Got Exxon Mobil sitting quite neutral, up a 0.15, and in the pre-market sitting down 0.05. Got Tesla sitting up 1.82, and the pre-market sitting up 0.34. Got P&G sitting up 0.64, and the pre-market down 0.05. We've got Microsoft sitting up 1.25, and in the pre-market sitting up 0.18. We've got Google sitting up 0.72, and the pre-market sitting down just a little, down 0.18, and Meta continuing its retracement from a 20-day run, down 1.76, and in the pre-market down 0.52. Got crypto side of things looking like a bit of a mixed bag for that top 10. Bitcoin up 0.88. We've got Ethereum up 1.03. XRP sitting down 1.67. BNB down 0.58. Solana up 3.45. Cardano sitting up at 2.22. Doge sitting up 0.13. We've got Tron sitting down 1.07. Chainlink up 1.13. Sui sitting up at 2.73. Avalanche sitting up 3.64. And Litecoin sitting down 3.63. We've got some data coming out for today. We've got that initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims looking like a revision to the upside on that continuing jobless claims. And those initial jobless claims also looking to tick up just a bit. Not too much of a surprise, as we have been seeing a lot of snow across America, so a lot of jobs have been impacted by that. We do have the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index coming out as well, and that's that biggie that I talked about yesterday, looking to be a giant decrease from 44.3 to 20. So keep your eyes out for that. That will be a big market mover for the morning. Later in the day, we do have a few Fed chairs speaking. That will be Fed Musolium at 12:05 Eastern Time and Fed Barr at 2:30 Eastern Time, as well as Fed Kugler speaking at 5. So keep your eyes out for those as well to see if we continue to get that consensus of holding rates steady for longer, especially with some of the job data we're going to be seeing today. We might get a little tiny bit of a switch up from a few of those Fed chairs. Other than that, we will be getting some inflation rate year over year coming out of Japan. That will be a big market mover for that Asia time frame. We also have their core inflation rate looking to tick up in the wrong direction. Some extra pressure to increase rates from them. Just keeping my eyes out for that Japanese data, especially since there's still a carry trade to be unwound. Let's hop over to that liquidation heat map and those fear and greeds. We do still have that stock market sitting at 48 and neutral, no change from yesterday. Not surprising since we saw pretty much no change on the stock side of things. We've got that crypto up 5 points and sitting in neutral as we've got a nice little bit of a move to the upside back to that 50% Fibonacci line that I was talking about yesterday, needing to hold us some support. We'll kind of dive into that into the Bitcoin chart here in a little bit, but definitely have a nice look on that fear and greed as we've moved up just a bit. We haven't gotten to that extreme levels on the fear and greed where we're back in that greedy area. Definitely leaves us a little bit more room to run to the upside. We've got some liquidity residing to the top side of us, sitting at that $98,000 range. That'd be that area I'd look for a liquidity grab today, depending on that data, especially since some of it is looking quite ugly. You have that 3-day with a lot of liquidity to the bottom side of us. So if we are going to make a move to the downside, that 93,100 all the way down to 92,800 is a very hot spot of liquidity to the bottom side. You have that 1 week looking quite the same with that light hot spot residing to the top side at 98.5, and for the higher term time frames, that bottom side is a light hot spot as well, residing at those same levels of 93,300 and ranging all the way down to 92,800 there. You also have that 2 week sitting at about the same as it was previously, with a lot of liquidity to the top side. So probably going to need to clear out some of this bottom side liquidity before we can really make that move up, especially with some of the data that we'll be watching coming out this week and next week. We'll kind of have to dive into that on a Friday. We'll tease some of that data coming out next week. All right, let's hop into the chat. I did see quite a bit happening before the show started. I was having to deal with some things before the show started, so I started a little bit late, and Alexander G dropped a super chat in there for $10. I appreciate you, Alexander G. I see Crypto Coin Mindset in here, dropped a link to his channel. Go ahead and check that out. He does a lot of great work, and I know he's got a legacy content series that will be coming out soon for all those people that are a little bit newer to crypto or have been in here a while and kind of need that refresh back to what crypto is all about. That will be a great series to watch. I see Mike Vollmer in the chat saying good morning. We've got Jeffrey Stone Cypher. We've got Alexander G saying good morning. We've got Jesse Gulak in here, who's finally got that green name again. Dropped a few gifted memberships. We got Dustin Singer getting that other membership. If you have not checked out the Discord, go ahead and check out that Discord. We do have a YouTube linking of your memberships. We got some rib chats dropped in there from Jesse as he's finally got those emojis again. Got Crypto Billy in the chat. Good morning to you. I dropped that link to his morning motivational video. If you didn't get to watch it before the show, go ahead and give it a little watch afterwards. Might have to do that a little bit after Alexo and Piper, but keep that link open and give it a watch. He does a great job. It's a great way to start your day. I see Buck in the chat as well. Good morning. Good morning. I see username. Good morning, everyone. BC, it's been 24 hours since your words saw the most amazing portfolio of your life. Those tears of joy motivated me to add more. Well, if Near is on your list, I will approve your portfolio. If it's not on your list, we might have to have some words there, username. We've got Rashad in the chat as well. Good morning to you. And let's scroll on down. Wayne C in the chat. Good morning. Y'all are going this morning. I see Al Jr. and All Set in here as well. Good morning to you. All right, let's take a look at this Bitcoin chart. This is the 15-minute. That's what I was looking at this morning, but let's zoom it on out to that higher term time frame. We are starting to see a few topping signals here on that 4-hour with a reversal signal finally starting to flash on that prime oscillator, but things are looking quite green as money flow is starting to get to that point where it might turn green. Might see a little bit of a move to the downside before you really get that final pushback up, though. That's what I'd be waiting for on that prime oscillator as well. Just a little bit of some sideways movement here. Might see a little bit of some stronger sideways moves as we wait for that money to really come in strongly as some buying pressure. Volume is holding quite steady here on that 4-hour in the green. So a nice move to see after we got that nice strong bottoming at 94,100 with a little bit of wicking action below that. A nice strong bounce off of that platinum pocket there on that other wick. We do have that MACD, which is running quite nicely above that zero line, looking to drag that indicator line above the zero line as well, with plenty of room to run to the upside. You do have that 1-hour looking like it's got a little bit of room to come back down. You do have your MACD and indicator line running quite sideways with each other as these candles on our oscillator are starting to slow down, going from light green to heavy green, back to light green, back to heavy green there, waiting to see if that money flow can continue to come in on our 1-hour here. You do have that reversal signal as our prime oscillator went directly from green to heavy red. We do have a brief flash of light red here as we've got that continued move back to the upside, and we've got a little bit of some pressure, selling pressure right above us, sitting at, let's get that horizontal rate drawn out, sitting at about 97,800 there. That'd be that first little area I would look at to see some potential resistance on this move to the upside as we try to get back to the top side of our sideways range that we've been stuck in for a little while now. If we can do that and maintain some of these levels here as we keep that fear and greed sitting low, it bodes well for that move to the upside. You have volume looking like it's rolling over just a bit here as it's finally got back into the green. So waiting for a stronger push of that green liquidity on your 1-hour as we try to confirm this as some stronger support on a higher term time frame like the 4-hour would be a nice move to see. We did get that strong bounce off of the 50% line on the 1-hour, but we're kind of at a point where we might start stalling out here. You do have that 15-minute looking like you're also making that last little pushback up to the top side before you really come back down here. We got a lot of play on that 50% Fibonacci here, and that's where I'd look at coming back down to maybe a little bit of some wicking action below that, coming back down to that top side of our fair value gap, which is finally closed. Let's get that drawn out as closed now. There we go. Top side being 96,800. Also an area where there was a bit of liquidity on our shorter term time frames, like that 12-hour there. So a nice little liquidity grab where there's also a light order block here on our shorter term time frames before we really get that push back up to the upside there, especially that 97,800, and try to make that liquidity grab up at this 382 and 98,200. That's where some liquidity was residing on that 3-day and the weekly chart. We do have some liquidity still residing to the bottom side of us, and if we do see that data coming out extremely ugly, like I warned about, you might see that liquidity grab to the bottom side of us with a very, very quick move down, especially with how toppy this 15-minute is starting to look. It did just go back green on our prime oscillator, waiting for that push back up if we can continue to see that money flow come in, and that's where we might start bumping up against that strong resistance. As all of these time frames really get that topping signal, which kind of bodes for some downside action. 4-hour also at that point where you might start seeing that move back down once you have that data drop as well. All right, I did see a few other people in chat. We got Baba Yaz in here this morning. Good morning, good morning. And let's see. Crypto Billy says, it's been the best 2 weeks of trading in a long time for me. I like the range trading between value area high and value area low. Make it happen, boys. Yep, and that's I like ranging as well. That's why I traded Caspa for a long time. It made nice channels where you traded from the low to the high of the channel, and then you just shorted and you traded from the high to the low. I like that. It makes it very easy and predictable, and then once you get to that area where you might break out, you just schlong it, and you open a short and you open a long, and if it keeps going higher, you close out your short, and then you just let your long ride, and then you're sitting pretty in some profit, and that long pays for the short that you ended up taking a small loss on, and then you get more money on top of that. Jesse Gulek says, I will keep trading the ranges till I have a direction, Billy. Most definitely, that's the same thing I've been doing here. Let's see. We've got All Set saying good morning to everyone. Jesse Gulek saying 13 more likes needed. I smashed that like button right after I saw that. We've got Crypto Princess has dropped an interview with Piano Matty B. If you're interested, go and check it out today. Let me get the link to that, because I believe I've got that here. There we go. I believe I have it right here. Yep. Oh, no, that is to the Discord. I will have to see if someone else can drop that in the chat for me. All right. Let's hop over to some of these news articles I had pulled up. This is a Solana one. I know I've been beating Solana to hell, but Solana's been asking for it. It's been doing quite a lot of shady stuff, and it's kind of nice to see that there's more consensus in the market of Solana maybe going back down to the downside. I don't know about $22, but I definitely do have the Solana chart pulled up, and we will take a look at that, because I do think it has some continued downside if you look at some of those higher term time frames. Let's hop into this briefly, and then we'll hop into that other one because it is a little bit longer. The Solana price is on the verge of a possible meltdown reminiscent of Terra Luna's infamous collapse in 2022. A crypto analyst who identified this bearish trend in the Solana price action has projected a drastic crash to new lows at $22. Solana price action mirrors Luna's catastrophic collapse. Pseudonymous crypto analyst on TradingView named Pizza Driver has released a recent technical analysis of Solana price action. The market expert predicts that Solana, the sixth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, could soon decline to drastic lows. The analyst drew parallels between Solana's current chart structure and the Luna meltdown of 2022. The weekly chart highlights that Solana has formed a double top pattern, a classic bearish reversal signal from an upward trend to a downward trend. This pattern appears like the letter M, creating two peaks and a dip in between. This pattern also signifies deteriorating momentum in Solana price as the cryptocurrency has been facing severe volatility. I'll kind of leave the rest of that alone. We talked a bit about the rest of that and some of the rug pulls that have happened on Solana on Crypto Coin Mindset's channel. So go ahead and check that out. We talked quite a bit about it there, and I'll leave that for his channel. We do have the Pi Network, which came out in 2019 before the 2021 cycle really boosted off as a new kind of project. It was a project you could mine from your phone with the push of a button. You could add people to your circle to create security, and it would give you more rewards on your mining, and then those people could add people to their mining circle, and it would kind of create a mining farm underneath you. It was a pretty fascinating kind of new crypto project, and they moved very slow, kind of like ADA, and that's kind of why I just left it alone. And now I'm wishing I hadn't, because apparently today they're opening what used to be a closed network to an open network. So Pi's transition to an open mainnet. The beta phase launched March 14th in 2019. The beta phase focused on user acquisition and testing the mobile mining application. The testnet phase initiated on March 14th, 2020. This phase involved extensive testing of the blockchain and consensus algorithm, with node operators invited to ensure network stability. And closed mainnet phase began in December 2021. The mainnet became live but remained enclosed with a firewall preventing external connectivity. This period allowed users to complete the Know Your Customer KYC verification and migrate their Pi to the live mainnet blockchain, while the community built applications within the closed network. Open mainnet phase scheduled to launch on February 20th, 2025. This phase will remove the existing firewall, enabling external connectivity. The open mainnet launch is an important step for Pi Network, transforming it from its enclosed ecosystem to an open interoperable blockchain. Implications of this open mainnet launch for pioneers. The transition to open mainnet on February 20th, 2025 marks a pivotal moment for the Pi Network pioneers, introducing several significant changes. External transactions. Pioneers will gain the ability to transfer Pi coins to external wallets, facilitating real-world transactions and integration with other blockchain platforms. Exchange listings. The open mainnet enables Pi coins to be listed on major cryptocurrency exchanges, increasing liquidity and providing opportunities for trading Pi in open markets. Enhanced utility through dApps. With the network's open status, developers can deploy dApps on the Pi blockchain, expanding the ecosystem and offering pioneers a diverse use case for their Pi coins. KYC verification requirements. To participate fully in the open mainnet, pioneers must complete KYC verification, ensuring a secure and compliant environment for all users. This is what Pi had been talking about for years, and they just moved quite slowly, and they were finally at that phase. So just waiting for a tier 1 exchange to really pick up that Pi would be a big move to see for them, especially since they've been an enclosed system for quite a while. This is a nice move to see. They will be allowing more developers to really participate in that. I still got my Pi app on my old phone, so I might have to go find that and get into that whole Pi network and see how much Pi I have. Apparently Jesse's got quite a bit of Pi on his, and he's KYC verified. I believe I KYC verified, and then shortly after that I just kind of got out of Pi because it was moving so slowly, and I didn't know if it would ever really get to this phase because they talked about it forever. I know there was talk of people using Pi to buy hot dogs from other people in New York City, and like it did quite a bit, and they just hadn't opened it to the mainnet, so I kind of just got out of it. But you know, it's been quite interesting to watch Pi's development because it was the first real cryptocurrency you can mine on your phone, and this is something that will potentially be happening going forward, especially since you have things like LTC, which just require a CPU to mine. You might see this step out as phones get better and better into more actual mining projects from your phone, which opens up crypto to a brand new phase as well. We have Andrew Cameron in the chat. Good morning, dropping that Canada flag. Got Silver Days XRP in the chat as well. Good morning to you guys. Hope you are having a great morning so far. Everyone, I have reversed my position. Alexandra G is an actual person. Heard her voice yesterday. It was crazy, says Buck. Yeah, I saw her in the Discord chat. I didn't get to actually hop in there when everything was going on because I was busy. I was taking a CDL test, but finally got that all ready for the next driving portion of that. So I'm ready for all that. Solana, nothing to do with what happened to Luna. That must be an ex-Biden employee writing that. Andrew Cameron. No, it was a analyst on TradingView that was talking about it, and he was just correlating the charts from Luna to what Solana is seeing right now, which let's hop over to that Solana chart right now. And this is also pulled up on the weekly because that's where I was looking at it. We've got that nice double topping action here with our MACD line having just crossed our indicator line. Back here when we got our second top, it got that little pushback up above our indicator line and then dropped back below it quite nasty. We've got plenty of width from that indicator as well, and our prime oscillator is sitting heavily in the red as our money flow here is starting to turn into some selling pressure. You've got that as you've got that first top here, our money flow topped out quite heavily. We've got it switching to the red very briefly and a lack of money flow to really push it back up for that second top as it's now breaking back down towards that selling pressure. Very ugly here on our higher term time frame. This has all been selling volume as well since about September. So quite an ugly thing to see on a higher term time frame. You do have the daily kind of looking like you might see a brief little bounce back down here at our 50% Fibonacci. That's going to be 151, and that's kind of going to depend on the rest of the crypto market as well. If you do see Bitcoin getting that move to the upside, you might see Solana kind of moving along to the upside with it. But the volume and money flow on Solana on these higher term time frames is extremely ugly, where Bitcoin has just been waffling back and forth from a light selling pressure to light buying pressure. Solana's been seeing a nice big dips into that selling pressure with the same kind of sideways movement here on buying volume. So the selling pressure has been a lot stronger on Solana on these higher term time frames than a bunch of your other projects. You've also got Solana dipping down below BNB on that market cap there as well. And as you can kind of see, if I pull up that market cap on Solana on this still on that daily there, we are down quite heavily. We've got breaking the lows that we were maintaining from down here, sitting below it, trying to get that push back up to it. But it's looking quite ugly here, as we've got that first reversal signal kind of flashed and we didn't get any move to the upside. Got a second reversal sitting here, but our prime oscillator is heavily red on that as well. So seeing a lot of selling pressure here. As you can see, that money flow is coming out quite heavily, looking for a brief move back to the upside and maybe a continuation on that. Solana has had a lot of bad news coming out on it as well, which has been pushing that quite a bit lower. Market cap and price action are looking quite ugly. All of these presidential rug pulls that were built on top of Solana have done nothing positive for the network, and I've been talking about this for a long time on Piper Academy. This is a move I've been expecting to see on Solana, with everything that's been built on Solana being mostly crap. So if you put crap on something that's good, then the whole thing turns into crap. So watching to see if we can maintain this 50% line on our Fibonacci retracement. That's going to be that 152, 151, 152 area. If we are unable to maintain that, the golden pocket and coming back into play at about $120 would be that move I would watch for. If you do have faith in Solana in the long term and you do think they're going to clean up a lot of their problems, which I think if they actually want an ETF, they're going to have to do, especially since the people on Solana want that ETF. And I know Gary Gensler is out of the SEC, but you still got 5 other chairs in there who had the same opinions as him, that Solana would not get an ETF unless they cleaned up a lot of the bull crap that's on their chain. That you might see Solana raise that barrier to entry so that you don't have everyone pulling all of this on the Solana chain, and you actually get legitimate liquidity on the chain that's going to stick around. And you might see more projects like Pith, which was a link competitor, actually get some momentum. And those are the things that are going to push Solana past its current state of just being a pump fund SOL, which is starting to get banned in countries, which also limits a lot of the liquidity that you can have in Solana. So a lot of problems Solana will have to fix in the bear market. We'll kind of see if they get approved for an ETF in August, but I've been betting people that they don't. So we'll kind of watch and see what happens this year. You do have gold sitting at massively high levels. Broke that all-time high that I was talking about yesterday, got up to that platinum pocket on a Fibonacci extension, and we've started to lose it just a little bit here, making a low bounce off of our highs from back here. As you can see where we got those equal candle wicks. That would be from a 15-minute chart where we got those candle bodies, though. It crosses quite nicely with our equal candles right here on that 1 hour. Got that strong bounce back up towards our platinum pocket. We are looking for a little bit more downside here. It's not unexpected to see as we continue to make all-time highs on gold. The economy is looking quite ugly and people are unsure on things. So as you're seeing these job numbers look quite ugly, you might see gold get that little boost back up today. You do have quite a bit of a range to the top side here at about 2,970. And like we've talked about on Piper Academy before, we are looking at some $3,000 gold. And that is way up here, right between our 1 line on our Fibonacci extension and the 1618. So a nice little area and a psychological number as well. You do have a lot of bankers who are also talking about $3,000 gold, especially with all of the unsurety we are seeing in the markets with the current administration. So looking for some $3,000 gold after we see some strong bouncing. Maybe that golden pocket bounce at about 2,930 before we get that strong pushback up above our platinum pocket and confirm that as some support there. Solana isn't decentralized. Solana, step in and clean up your network. Yep, and that's from username there. Solana is not decentralized. They have their hands all in that Solana network, and it has quite a bit of problems there, and it's a very quick fix. Instead of it being from originally, I believe it was 2 Solana to create a project on Solana. They raised that to 7 Solana. Still talking about a little under $1,000 to make a project, but to spend $1,000 and potentially make hundreds of millions by just being an unethical actor is that's why you keep seeing it. If you raise that barrier to entry, like on Ethereum, you need 32 Ethereum to kind of really do anything with. Nobody's going to try to scam anyone for 32 Ethereum because that's really expensive to do so. And if you want Solana to really compete with Ethereum and be that Ethereum killer, because Solana's blockchain moves incredibly fast. It's amazing. It moves USDC within seconds. Like, it's amazing. But all the other stuff on Solana is what keeps legitimate projects from being built on there. You won't see Link being put on Solana, even though Solana moves faster, because there's so much crap on Solana, and Solana's a blockchain, because there's all of this crap on there, gets bogged down and has downtimes. And you can't work with banks on a daily basis if your blockchain is going down because you have shit coins on your network. So Solana has a few things to fix if they really want to compete on that global scale. All right, let's take a look at the Dixie. I was talking about us holding that 106.72 if we really wanted to see that push back up to the top side, and it looks like we might lose that here and come back down to our lower levels of 105.45. Really depends on what we're going to see with some of today's data, but with how ugly the forecast is on some of that manufacturing, I would look back down to these lower levels. 105.45 is a very strong bouncing area. We've got a strong bounce off of it back here, a strong bounce off of it back here, which led up to this platinum pocket test here. So waiting to see if we can confirm some strong support here. You have that 4-hour looking quite bearish, as our MACD is looking across that indicator line here on the bottom side. Your prime oscillator already got that reversal signal and looking heavy red, as our volume is very red here and looking to continue down. You've got a lot of currencies gaining some strength here. If we can get some more tariff news to kind of rescue things, and in the rest of this week, that would bode for a nice strong push off of this lower 105.45 level. If not, it might be an ugly drop all the way back down to our golden pocket and then 102.93. I have been looking at some lower Dixie prices, especially with the current state of the economy and how gold has been bought up. Some of those bonds are also looking quite ugly. Short-term bonds are not being bought up as they were, and long-term bonds are really getting that push to the upside. Really waiting for that nice strong confirmation on some tariffs before we really get that pushback up to the upside. Oh well, we'll see. Just imagine being an ADA and XRP with nothing on them. That's the thing, though. Look at ADA's actually got a lot on their network. They've just moved really slow, and they don't have a lot of interoperability on their blockchain, which limits a lot of their liquidity. But you're talking about massive pushes to the upside on ADA, like from its low sitting down here at 31 cents. It got a 300% move to the upside. Let's compare that to Solana here. Well, here's XRP here. We had in a massive trend consolidation triangle, and it got a 600% move to the upside. And XRP has got a lot on their blockchain. They move a lot of money for banks over in Asia. Let's get this moved over to Solana though. Sol, there we go. Solana getting that push up from bear market lows, sitting up 3,000%. And that's the thing, is they came out last cycle, and you're talking about a project which people have been in, like ADA, where I made a bunch of money off of it this cycle. I haven't been in it this cycle, but it made that move last time, where ADA went up and that's ADA, went up 12,000%, and it doesn't even have anything on its network. It didn't have anything on its network back then, except for the fact that it was a strong place to put your dollar. So kind of just showing the legitimacy of a legitimate project versus a crap project which promotes degeneracy, getting a less push. Yeah, it got a 3,000 push to the upside, but ADA, a legitimate project, got a 12,000% boost to the upside. Take a look at XRP. XRP got a massive push to the upside as well in its original cycles, which it didn't have a lot built on it back then either. Still doesn't have a massive amount built back on it. Let's scroll all the way back down here. XRP continues to get massive pushes to the upside every single time. We've got this from the lows to the highs there, 2,000%. Yeah, about 2,000% move to the upside. So competes with Solana on its second cycle. Solana making a 3,000% move to the upside on its second cycle. XRP making a 2,000% move to the upside with nothing on its blockchain. It just being a legitimate project which has actual utility, and Solana just being a project where you go and be a degenerate. So it kind of competes there quite nicely. It's trash, but the degens will never stop. Sol gives them a cheap, fast way to do it. Getting between the gamblers and the action always pays off. I mean, it kind of pays off. You're seeing Solana kind of suffering right now for it. Its market cap now under BNB. USDC is now ticking at the heels of Solana on market cap, which is not a very nice move to see when your stable coins are making nice moves to the top side of you on market cap. Your project is not doing so well. Solana used to be number 3 on market cap, and it is slowly ticking its way down after all of these things are being shown that yeah, Solana is a place to do things, but is it a place to do ethical things with your money? Yeah, you can gamble on it, which, you know, if you've got the money to gamble, more power to you. Being a degen is a way to make money, but it's not a way to bring money to the space that'll actually stay, which is why you haven't seen a Solana ETF, even though it was applied for at the same time as the Ethereum ETF. You have a Bitcoin ETF, you've got an Ethereum ETF, and until we see under the current administrations what other projects get ETFs, we just have to assume that some of these other projects are not going to get an ETF, especially since some of the same people are still at the SEC. Yes, you have one person that left, and that was Gary Gensler. But Gary Gensler didn't make all the decisions. He was just the voice of all of those people who were in agreement that these projects shouldn't get an ETF. They had NVIDIA as an example. Allset says, X is getting crazy. I posted its OP with running data analysis. I'm not sure on that one, what you're talking about there, but I might have to go. I'll go check out your X channel there and see what you're talking about. So ETH had so many ties to people that pushed it through. Yeah, they had some help there. Solana could use some help as well, but that whole thing with Ethereum is there's that barrier to entry. It takes a lot of Ethereum, so you have to risk a lot of Ethereum and money, which kind of forces it to have more legitimate projects on there. Because if you want to build something good, then you're going to spend your money to try to get your money back, as opposed to like, I spent less than $1,000 to try to make some money off people, so you don't really care about it. Jesse Gulek saying volume is key. Most definitely. You know, networks are all about volume. Yes. And looking at the volume, Solana has been struggling in some of its volume. Its volume is decreasing quite heavily. So it is 6:58 and almost time to see y'all at Alex O Crypto. I appreciate every one of you. I know today was quite a fun show. I've got quite a bit of viewers that stopped by. Apparently, I haven't seen numbers like this in a long time. So I hope you all enjoyed today's show. Make sure to tune in to that morning market report with Piper at 10 a.m. We've got the Trade Academy with Trade Intuition at 4 p.m. If you're new to trading or you've got experience with trading and you just need some help understanding what you're seeing on the charts, Trade Intuition is a great person to help you do that. We've got Crypto Nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern. It is Thursday. That will be the last one of the day. Last one of the week. We've also got Markets After Dark with Lunar Beaches Crypto at 11 p.m. Eastern, and it will be the last one of the week as well. It's starting back at Sunday with that Markets After Dark, and Monday with that Crypto Nightcap. We will see me back here Friday and Piper tomorrow as well on Friday, and Trade Intuition as well on Friday. Make sure to hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're not subscribed, and hit that notification bell, because we've got 5 shows a day here that go live with a lot of alpha. We hit all those time frames: the pre-market, the morning market open, that market close, and then that Asia market open, and then again at another Asia market open. So trying to hit all of the time frames, and potentially might see a few new shows coming your way. Make sure to tune in to that morning market report. You might hear a little bit more about that. Make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.